Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astronomical myself. A happy Karvachauth to everybody. What is Karvachauth festival? To know about it, after this video, at the end of the video, I'll be putting the link. So please click on the link and go into it. And I want you people to actively go and listen to my description and on what is the astrological relevance of that particular festival of Karvachauth, and I want your feedback. Please listen to the video. You'll understand how our Indian festivals were related very closely to the astronomical happenings. The Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana. All these are having interrelationship. Our festivals simply don't happen on just on a date or just like that. It happens because on a particular Purnima or an Amavasya or a particular thing. See, for example, Holi happens on a Purnima. Purnima is the full moon's day, and Diwali, it's going to come. 24th, 25th, 26th, I think, right? Yeah. So somewhere, yeah. So we have the Amavasya. And this Diwali, especially, the Amavasya has a Grahan. So, there have been many people who are spreading a lot of videos telling that you please do your Lakshmi Puja on 24th, on the Chaturdashi itself. Don't do it on the Amavasya because there is a Grahan and etc. I am not going into the Shastras because I am not knowledgeable into that to that level to talk about it. Wherever my knowledge is concerned, let me talk about it. So today we are discussing about Rahu and the results of Rahu when it is placed in the second house. So we all know that the second house is for wealth, is for the face, expression, landed property, earning, family, that is Kutumbasthana, voice, that is Vaksthana, primary education, which you get because you are staying in a undivided family if you have one, or else you have your mother who gives undivided attention to you, and whatever she teaches you is your first learning or your first foundation for your life. So whatever she teaches you, she always mother is always mother. She always teaches good. So food. Teeth, food, because it is Annasthana. Eyes, particularly the right eye, but eyes in general, and as I told you, expression. Now imagine, now I am putting Rahu in this position now, in the position of food. So usually there is a huge myth with people telling that when Rahu is placed in the second house, then people become drunkards. They eat non-veg. They eat a lot of mutton and all this. I will please tell. From this particular video, I would want to convey that this is a total false message. Don't think that Rahu always makes a person involved into all sort of these types of practices. Every time Rahu in the second house doesn't make a person a drunkard because it is there in the Annasthana. It doesn't make that he eats anything which is lousy or anything which is like a street food. No, I have many charts. I'll also get feedbacks today in this video. You can see that feedback online. People who are having a good strong Rahu in the second house are extremely, I'm telling you, I'm not just telling you that it's just simple. No, they are fanatics, hygiene people. They love to be very sattvic. So this is the funniest difference between just learning astrology for a hobby and practicing astrology seriously. So when we practice astrology seriously, we learn from every chart. We learn from every discussion. Although we are doing our consultations, we are doing our research, all that is there. But because Rahu and Ketu are such difficult planets to understand, and particularly when there is a lot of hype on particular subjects and it has been printed in books, then people get misguided. When it is printed, the print media is like something like proof. People think that no, it's written in this book, so that's why it's proof. No, anything is printed is not proof. It's his opinion. So please do not unnecessarily get misguided. If Rahu is strong in the second house, the good results, the best results will be he will make very good property through ancestors, very good property through parents, and excellent son or daughter. I'm not telling it's he, son or daughter will have the faith and the belief in the business or whatever beliefs the parents have and will continue that family business. This is not an easy thing for today's modern children. They all have modern thinking. If a father of a particular native comes and tells that you will have to continue my business, he will tell, if you leave it to me and I have a lot of reformation, I need to totally revamp it. You are doing it in the old style. This is the nature of today's modern world. But a person with a Rahu in the second house, he will obediently follow his parents' words. So this is a very important point of Rahu. Many places this has not been given much of serious thought, but this is a very important point because you don't get obedient children. Many of the placements don't suggest that, except for Jupiter in the fifth house, and you have Rahu in the second house. You get obedient children. So a strict follower of parental ethics, beliefs, and business. Good in business and behaves very well with working staff. So this is very important. So people think once again that Rahu has very rude behavior when he is sitting in the second house in the Vaksthana. His voice is rude. He is a little, very, very, harsh in behavior. He does not.
Loose talks.
Yeah, he talks loose and he is out of control. Yes, that is when Rahu gets afflicted by other planets in the second house. Yes, if Rahu is weak in the second house, somewhere in some nakshatra, which is not good for him. But if Rahu is strong, these are people who are very good in their as a master. They are very good to their staff. They take very good care of those people who are around them, and
they are very generous also.
Very generous, very generous. They take care of their staff more than their children. So they get extraordinary mass support. And particularly, not the supervision staff or the officer staff. They take care of the lower staff in the company, like the driver of his car, like the peon, like the attenders, like the assistants, many other people. Like the people who are there to take care of the garden, the cleaning staff. These people are very well taken care of by a person who has Rahu in the second house, and Rahu has to be strongly placed. Okay, and the toughest thing which no other planet can do, which Rahu can do, is work in harsh conditions. So these people can work in conditions which many people even don't imagine to even enter there. It also involves meat industry. Some people have their different opinion that it is not required. If you ask a vegan, they will tell that it is cruelty towards animal. But the industry is running now. Until it is closed and shut down, the industry will be running, and people are there working there. So Rahu in the second house will not have any difficulties or inhibitions to go and work there. Same way, for a person to stand in middle of a circle as a traffic policeman and to guide the traffic, chaotic traffic, particularly in India. The traffic is chaotic, particularly in the festival season. They, I don't know how the traffic is managed. God bless those police officers, God bless those police constables and those traffic inspectors who stand there and guide everybody, and they have their duties for 12 hours long. They have to be in the smoke. Smoke, this is the word which is very important. Dhuma. So Rahu is Dhumravarna. So it is the Karaka for smoke and places where there is air pollution, sound pollution, and the environment is filled with fumes, chemicals. Imagine those industries.
Like industries.
Industries, that's
Factories.
what, all these
Continuous
industries.
sound is there.
Like coining industries, like forging and casting industries, shot blasting. These are heavy industries where you need to wear a particular gear to even protect your face, your the whole body. In shot blasting, you have to wear a whole gown itself, and the temperature inside the gown will be boiling hot. So he has to do his work in that particular harsh temperature, and these people are subjected to occupational hazards. So all hazardous industrial work and heavy duty products like leather products, like liquor, flesh, meat, cold storage, animal feed industries, these are not easy industries. Salt industry, it's not an easy industry. Sugar industry, a lot of chemicals, lot of dust, lot of problems there. Even in industries where chemical powders are gases are stored and bottled and shipped, these industries where methane, cyanide, these are all poisonous gases and poisonous substances like arsenic, molybdenum, these are all used. So Rahu has the capacity, the knowledge, and the strength and the stamina to do that work. All others cannot do. I'll tell you very clearly, if there is something dirty lying on the road, forget about a dirty thing, even when I have seen a fresh road kill has happened, some dog has died in the road, nobody will even stop their vehicle to touch that. People who are having Rahu in the second house, they will take personal attention to give it a burial. Nobody else can do it. So this is where the strength of Rahu is to be seen. These people can be wildlife protection officers. They are very strict, extremely strict. So this is a huge subject of second house Rahu. So I'll be only talking about the positives. Negatives, I'll only tell you a few things which are actually extremely reverse to whatever I spoke now. So dealing in heavy machinery, as I told you, heavy transport vehicles and shipments, containers.
I want to add one thing.
Yeah.
These people generally they work in a place where the time is not restricted. Like there is no limit.
Yeah, they work in odd hours.
Odd hours.
Early morning 4 o'clock. You have to go and do your work. People will be sleeping. Nobody wants to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and Brahma Muhurta is good to be read in a book. You read the book of the autobiography of Yogi by who is that? Yogananda. So what a beautiful book. When you read that book, you'll get inspired that tomorrow morning I'll get up at 4:30 and do meditation. It's not easy to do the next day. First day you might get up, putting an alarm. So Rahu is that you call them anytime. Workers in the ambulance, workers in the mortuary.
Tough job.
Very tough job. Very cemetery. Think of people working there. Every day, it's not a happy moment. It's not a happy birthday, cake cutting occasion. It's like every day they see people who come and cry, because for that particular person, that particular group, a person of their family will have died. But these people who are working there will have to go through this particular type of an environment where there is a lot of crying, chaotic behavior, and they have to work their normal life through, and they have to eat their food, drink their tea, go back home and behave normal. I don't know. Rahu. Only Rahu can do that. Today it's very hot. I'm sorry. It's anyway. Okay. They have this one thing is very important. They can work in foreign countries. They can work in foreign lands and earn a lot of money through export and import businesses. They can do extensive travel around the world. So these are the best good qualities of Rahu in the second house. Have I left out anything major? No.
Ask them to give
Okay.
feedback.
Yeah. So there are negatives if Rahu is badly posited in the second house. Badly posited. So now people keep asking me, when is Rahu good? When is Rahu bad? Rahu is good when it is placed in the 3rd, 6th, 11th. Beautiful placement of Rahu. And it is also good when it is placed in the 5th and the 9th, if it is placed in particularly in the Mrugashira Nakshatra or in the edge of Taurus and starting of Mithun Rashi, where it gets exalted, or in the sign of Aquarius, fantastic placement, or in its own nakshatras, like the Ardra Nakshatra, Shatavisha Nakshatra, and one more Swati Nakshatra. So these are the good placements for Rahu. Badly placed is very simple. When Rahu gets close to any benefic, it's gone. Rahu loses its benefic capacity and turns suddenly into a malefic.
I want to add here something.
Hmm.
It's like the benefic planet. Even a benefic planet will have some hidden negative things. We
No, all benefic
all
planets
that
have
will get
negative things. Yes.
highlighted. All that gets highlighted.
Particularly here, Rahu is not impurity, but when it joins a planet, it becomes carcinogenic. This I would come in when I'm talking about this particular point in medical astrology, because when it joins Moon, it might give urinary related problems. When it joins Mars, it might give carcinogenic piles or colon cancer, etc. When it joins Jupiter, problems in the kidney, problems in the liver. When it joins Venus, carcinogenic, that is once again tumors or malignancy in the ovary or the testicles. Rahu does not do it alone. It has to join somebody. It has to be with some yoga. Rahu alone and well placed, nothing, no problem at all. Rahu alone and weak, less problem. But Rahu strong with a benefic, God bless. So that is why Guru Chandala Yoga is one of the toughest yogas. Okay, if badly posited, he is a liar, he has false impression, because this is expression. You can see from the eyes that Rahu, when it is strongly posited, this person looks calm, quiet, stable, and he doesn't look like a manipulator. But when he is negatively posited, you can easily tell this person has something hidden inside. His face is a mask. So they are very good at, keeping that mask acting, and they are very bold at telling lies. They will never even, they will not even shiver when they tell their lie. So it's very difficult to make out. You need to be a very good psychologist or a behavioral expert to find out these people.
Yeah, psych basically. Psych.
Psychic people. Yeah. So they are very easygoing. That means they don't want to do hard work. So what does easygoing, people who don't want to do hard work want? They want easy money. So where do you get easy money from? Swindling people. So all that was written. So they mortgage property, somebody else's property, take the money from them, and then that guy is now running to the bank telling that, sir, I gave him money. They promise you that you will get extra. That extra will never come. Forget the principal. You will not even get the interest. The principal is gone. So all this happens. So be careful when you are investing money with such people who, my one of my boss, when I was working in my one of the company, had given a beautiful expression which I related to Rahu. He told me that people who don't openly laugh, but laugh with just making a hissing sound in between their teeth, dangerous people. Think about this. People who openly laugh, people who don't have an open heart, but it's not that they are shy and they close their face and laugh. That is You can see that every day in colleges where girls and boys, they are very shy enough, they don't want to. That is not the expression what I am trying to tell. It's a very very different expression. So people who have seen that will comment today.
Yeah.
So because it is Rahu, I know these things are very very touching. So they will comment. So their habits are very expensive. So why do they make loan? Is to keep up their lifestyle. We have a saying in Karnataka in our mother tongue, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಹಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರು ಜುಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೂವು. Very clear. Means, though a person is hungry, he would want to show off that he is rich. He is basically hungry. He doesn't have even money to eat. He doesn't have money to even fill his stomach. But he wants to show off in the society that he is rich. So this is a character of Rahu when it is in the second house. At least with regard to their expenses, how they are, spend their money. Unpleasant and harsh behavior as it is, because this is what is a bad Rahu. It is about a bad Rahu. Wherever it is posited, people get afflicted by Rahu, but particularly in the second house, Vaksthana gets totally afflicted. Stammering, they don't speak fluently. But if it is a strong Rahu, these people are best preachers, speakers, talkers, trainers, fantastic. But if it is weak, the throat gives way. They suffer from throat problems, throat related problem, thyroid dysfunction. They particularly suffer from the vocal cord cancer, which is a very rare thing to happen, but it happens. So
won't it fall in the third house?
But this particular thing, Rahu in the second house afflicts the vocal cords because the sound is for the second house. The voice is for the second house, so it affects the vocal cords. And then below that, the throat. So there is one peculiar problem which also happens. It is the jaw joint. So this joint gets something like an arthritic pain, wherein they will have to dislocate it, cut it, and again put it back. So this is a very rare problem which happens because of Rahu in the second house. So eyes and teeth problem, you should know that eye cataracts, flesh growth, and these things can happen with Rahu. Eyes, other planets also give a lot of problems like sun and moon getting afflicted. They give blindness, retina problem, color problem, and all these things. But that is not given by Rahu. Rahu gives cataracts, flesh growth, etc. So teeth, yes, they have problems in the gums, particularly problems in the gums. All this abscess in the teeth, which has to be cleaned. Very difficult, painful thing to go through.
They generally go through that root canal.
Root canal. Yeah. Root canal, I would, drilling and everything, I would put it to Ketu. But particularly this abscess which happens in the mouth, ulcers, mouth ulcers, very simple things. But that also happens because of Mars, Sun and Rahu. These are the three planets which give, mouth ulcers. So abscess peculiarly only for Rahu. They live far away from parents and not in much touch with their siblings. This is because it is a Kutumbasthana. I am not touching siblings with regard to their real attachment with siblings, but with their attachment to the family. The family, responsibility of the family. They will simply shun the responsibility and go away. They are very selfish people. Bad Rahu in the second house. So thank you very much for today's class. I think I have covered a lot of subject with regard to Rahu. So once again, I would want you people to click over this particular video of Karvachauth, which I have attached here.
In Hindi and English both.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, it is in Hindi also.
Hindi, yes.
And
so is it in English also?
Yes.
So okay, I will attach both the videos so that you people can make use of it and understand how Indian festivals have astrological relevance, astronomical relevance. Thank you very much.